Hey guys, so as you can probably tell by this huge pile of boxes right behind me here, today I'm going to be doing a huge book unboxing video and I'm so excited. I haven't done like an unboxing style haul in quite a long time and they're one of my favorite videos to film because they're just always so exciting and fun, and I've been kind of waiting. I've been getting these packages over time. I've kind of been accumulating this pile now for a couple of weeks, so I'm very excited to go through and unbox all of these. I believe I have 5 packages total to open for you guys, so that's a ton. I hope you guys enjoy it. I'm gonna get right into it. So this first package on top I actually got from a poetry store called, I believe, Where Are You Press. This store kind of sells like independent poetry books and stuff, so I ordered a couple from them quite a while back, so I'm very excited to be opening them. So you can see here I got like some cards from them. These are really cute. This one says, Sagittarius, how lucky is it to care about something enough for it to hurt you? I like that because I'm a Sagittarius. And all these just little cards. And then I got 3 poetry books, so I'm going to show them to you. The first book is kind of the reason that I decided to buy from this website, and that is For Teenage Girls with Wild Ambitions and Trembling Hearts by Clementine von Radix, who's one of my all-time favorite poets ever. And this is just a one poem kind of book, so it's like illustrated pretty and like just has like the whole poem throughout it, and it's just a really cute poem, and she actually has a live slam version of this, so if you want to see that, I'll link it down below. But yeah, I'm just really excited to be supporting her, and I finally have this book, so that's really fun. And then I also picked up 2 other poetry books from the website, first being Give Me a God I Can Relate To by Blythe Baird, who's one of my favorite poets as well, and It Looked a Lot Like Love by Christina Haynes, so I'm very excited to read these 2 as well. Next package here is actually one that I was sent by a girl who asked if she could send me her own poetry books, so kind of continuing with that poetry theme. This girl actually contacted me and asked if she could send me her poetry book. She's only 17 years old, which I think is astonishing to have a book, and she said she wanted to send it to me, so I said of course, because you guys know I'm a huge poetry fanatic. So this book is called Words of a Fighter by Megan Rose, and if you open that, yeah, she signed it for me here, and it looks like she left me a note, which is really sweet and awesome, and I'm very excited to look at this. I love poetry, I love supporting independent books, so I'm very excited to be reading this one. If you guys want to check it out, I'll have the link to where you can buy it down below. Okay, so now getting into some actual books. I have 2 boxes from Barnes & Noble and 1 from Book Outlet, so let's go Barnes & Noble first and then Book Outlet. And I believe the Barnes & Noble order was just 1 order, but they sent it to me in 2 packages. I don't really know, but Barnes & Noble was having like a huge sale where like you could get 3 hardback books for $30, which is pretty cheap honestly, and then a lot of like percentage off they were giving as well, so I was like really trying to get books that weekend. You open it up, and it looks like there's 2 books in here. First one here is If You Leave by Courtney Cole, and now I got this one because it was on sale for $4.98, and I read the first book in this series and I actually did enjoy it, so I figured I would pick up the second one if it was only like $5. This is a new adult romance book. I'm not really sure what this one is about, but I'm excited to give it a try. And the other book in here is called Lost and Found by Nicole Williams. I have not read anything by Nicole Williams, but I picked up this book because I was asking you guys for recommendations for a bad girl, good boy story, which is kind of uncommon in romance books, but I wanted to read something like that after reading one by Abby Glines, so a lot of you guys recommended this one, and I saw on a couple websites that this was the top pick for a kind of synopsis like that, so I'm very excited to pick this one up as well. Honestly, don't know like the whole premise, but I'm excited about it. So that was a rather large box for just 2 books, but you know, we'll move on. This one seems to be pretty heavy. This is also from Barnes & Noble. Again, I'm using my nail file as a box opener because, you know, pro YouTuber, like what else would I use? Okay, first book I see in here is Fan Art by Sarah Trege, and now this book I've been trying to get my hands on for quite a while, but my local Barnes & Noble doesn't actually carry it. This book was actually recommended to me by one of my coworkers and friends, and he just kept telling me how much I need to read it and how it's one of his all-time favorite books, so I'm very excited to get into this one. I believe this book follows a guy that falls in love with his guy best friend, so I'm very excited about this one, especially because it was recommended to me and praised so highly by my friend, so definitely let me know if you guys have heard of this one or read it or anything like that. Next up we have What Happens Now by Jennifer Castle, and now I haven't read anything by Jennifer Castle, but I saw that this book was kind of a newer release, I believe, and a lot of people were highly praising it and saying that it was wonderful, so I definitely wanted to give it a go. This book to me just kind of seemed like a summery, fun, contemporary read, so I'm very excited to hopefully pick it up this summer, and yeah, I guess we'll see. If you've heard of it, definitely let me know. Next up we have Scarlett Epstein Hates It Here by Anna Breeslaw, and now this book I heard about through my friend Darby at OCD Reads here on BookTube. I'll have her link down below because she is oh so wonderful, but this book I believe follows a girl who doesn't really fit in with the crowd at her school school, and she kind of writes fan fiction in her spare time about the people that she goes to school with, and then one day it gets leaked and everybody finds it, and she's like, oh cool, so yeah, and she has to deal with that, I guess. But I think that sounds like such a funny premise, and I've heard that this book is wonderful by a lot of people, so I'm very excited to read it. I think it sounds like a really fun summary book, so I hope to get to this one soon. Next up, we have Dare You To by Katie McGarry. This is the second book in the Pushing the Limits series, if that's even what the series is called. That's the first book in the series. This is the second one, and you guys always recommend me to read this series, but I did read the first book, Pushing the Limits, and it really was not my favorite. I didn't enjoy it as much as everybody wanted me to, but I decided that I wanted to give the second book a try because you guys literally ask me to read this series so often, so I figured maybe the second book will be better than the first one for me, and yeah, so I just decided to pick it up. And the last book in this box is The Problem with Forever by Jennifer L. Armentrout, and now I decided to get this one because I believe it's like a contemporary standalone by Jennifer L. Armentrout, and I've only read the Luck series by her, which I absolutely love. It's one of my all-time favorite series, so I wanted to give something else by her a try and see if I would like that as well. So yeah, I'm not really sure what this one's about as well. If you guys know, definitely let me know down below, but I am excited about this one and I absolutely love the cover. Okay, and so this last box here is from Book Outlet. As you can probably tell, it was opened previously because it came in the mail and the mail guy left it in a big puddle in my driveway, so my dad decided to open up the box to make sure that all the books were safe, which was very nice, and he just kind of closed it back up to make sure I wouldn't see the books because, you know, gotta get that live unboxing. So I've not looked in here yet, even though it is kind of open, so I can just easily pop that open there. And now Book Outlet is kind of iffy for me. I really try not to order from them too often because I end up spending way too much money, but if I see that there's enough books on the website that I'm actually interested in reading, I will go ahead and place an order. But I'm very excited about these books, so I'm gonna get into it. First book we have on top here is actually B by Sarah Kay, and this is just one poem, and it's If I Should Have a Daughter, and it's actually one of the first slam poems I ever listened to, which is really special to me just because I'm a huge slam poetry fanatic. So to have the first poem that I ever listened to right in a book here, I think is so wonderful. This is kind of like the Clementine von Radix thing where it's literally just one poem, and now I could never justify actually buying this because, I don't know, it's just one poem. I mean, for the Clementine von Radix thing, that's kind of different just because she's my favorite poet, but for this one I was kind of like not trying to buy the whole poem in like one book for $16, but because it was on Book Outlet, it was like $3, which is like a steal. So yeah, I decided to pick it up and I'm very excited about having this. If you guys watch my channel often, you probably know that Abby Glines is one of my all-time favorite authors, and she has this series called the Rosemary Beach series that I've only read the first 2 books of, and that's only because there's literally 14 books in the series and they're all $16 to buy them on like Barnes & Noble or Amazon, but often Book Outlet has some of her books on there for like $3 or $2, so whenever I see books that I don't have by her on there, I go ahead and pick them up. So here I have 4 Abby Glines books that were all on super duper sale. I trust that I'll like them just because I'm a huge Abby Glines fan. So I have One More Chance by Abby Glines, You Are Mine by Abby Glines, Simple Perfection by Abby Glines, and Rush Too Far. And these are all a part of the Rosemary Beach series, so hopefully I will get to those guys soon, but I'm very excited to have them in my hands. Next up, I have kind of a funny random book, but I just had to buy it when I saw it on Book Outlet, and that is Up at Butternut Lake by Mary McNear. And now you guys are probably like, what is that? I have no idea. The story behind me buying this is actually really funny. Me and my friend McKenna, you guys might know her, were at a Barnes & Noble and we saw the second book in the series, which I believe is called like Butternut Summer, and I don't really know why, but we just thought it was like the funniest book title ever, like Butternut Summer, Up at Butternut Lake. Like, it sounds so weird and funny, but I saw this on Book Outlet, so I decided to buy it because it was like $3 or something, and you know, maybe I will read it. It's an adult book. It follows this woman and going to Butternut Lake. I don't really know. If any of you guys have actually read this, please let me know if it's actually good, because maybe I will read it, but I just had to buy it because I saw it and I thought it was the funniest thing ever. So yeah, definitely let me know though if you've heard of it, if you've read it, anything like that. Next up, I have Lock and Key by Sarah Dessen, and you guys probably know I'm a huge Sarah Dessen fan, and this is the only book by her that I don't own and I have not read, and I don't know why, because Lock and Key is literally one of her most acclaimed books. It's like one of her top books that people like and recommend me, but I have not read, and it has the new cover, which I think is pretty and I like it. So yeah, Lock and Key by Sarah Dessen. I just figured I'd buy it to add to my collection because I do own most of her books, if not all of them, now that I have this one, so that's very exciting. Next up, I have a copy of Pride and Prejudice by Jane Jane Austen, which is one of my all-time favorite books, but I really liked this cover. I thought it was super cute and like little, and I don't know, I just liked it, so I decided I would pick it up. You know, you could never have too many copies of Pride and Prejudice. Next up we have The 16th Summer Pulled Under by Michelle Dalton, and now this is a series. There's like the 16th summer, the 15th summer, the 17th summer, and there's a lot of different books in them, and really they're all just these super cute beachy reads that are fun for the summertime, so I decided to pick this one up, add it to my collection, and possibly read it this summer. And last up we have I'll Give You the Sun by Jandy Nelson, and now this is a super popular book here on BookTube that I just have not gotten to. It's a contemporary book that I believe follows twins. Other than that, I'm really not sure too much about what this book is, but I've just heard so many people just talk about it so highly, so I definitely wanted to pick it up and read it, especially because, you know, it was on that great sale at Book Outlet. So I'm very excited about this one. It's in like perfect condition. It's a hardcover, and I paid like $4, so I'm very excited to get to this one as well. So that is going to be it for today's book unboxing. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you're a fan of book unboxings and you want me to do more in the future, give this video a thumbs up so I know, or let me know in a comment down below. But other than that, I hope you guys are having an absolutely wonderful day. Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you've not already, and I will talk to you all in my next video. Bye!